Christine, and welcome back to my channel. This video today I have is a little heavier. We'll go into more in depth on my feelings about my situation, my health situation, and the cancer. I was gonna tack this onto my last vlog, but it really didn't seem to fit. It's kind of longer and needed its own space to be told. So if you hear the word vlog in there and stuff, it just because I had videotaped it for that. I hope you find it helpful, interesting. And if you have any questions or anything, I'm happy to answer them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and like and hit that bell because I do have some more cheerful holiday stuff coming up for you. And let's get into it. Thank you. Hello, I'm back. I'm just going to put on some makeup while I chat with you guys. If there's I'm not going to talk about the makeup, but if there's anything you want to know about what I'm putting on or using, just ask me in the comments and I'll be happy to mention it to you or write back to you. I just want to put a little gloss on. Nutrition, moisturizing, plumping. City Beauty, they do a really good job with their lip gloss stuff. So I want to talk about like this quote I came about in one of the books I was reading. It was the Tuesday Night Survivors Club. It's the cozy book mystery about the lady's a cancer survivor. I want to talk about it, and the quote is, one would be about the group, people in the group. One would be trying to learn to live while dying, the other trying to stop dying when she was living. And just different, that's like just shows different people's perspective of when they have cancer or possibly any kind of illness that's chronic or dangerous or, you know, fatal. Or what do they call it? I can't think. Chemo brain. Anyway, for me, the part that really got me is one would be trying to learn to live while dying. And I was like, yes, that's exactly how I feel. And I had that thought way back in the beginning that what do? You're in this limbo. What do? When I first was diagnosed, it was like, why buy clothes? I'm just going to die anyway. Why buy makeup? I'm never going to use it up. I kind of had this timeline in my head of when I was going to pass and when this disease was going to take me, because survival rates, there are no survival rates. I mean, you don't survive stage 4 breast cancer that's metastasized all over. So part of coming to terms with that has been like, again, how do I live every day knowing that I'm going to die sooner than later? And you don't know when you're going to die. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. The average is 5 years, but people can go on to 10 years, but who knows? Who knows? And every day is just just don't know what's going to happen every day. It's a mystery. It's one day you feel good, one day you don't. The whole week you're depressed, the next week you're ready to go. You have a bad night's sleep, and then you're up 24 hours, or then you sleep for 24 hours. And in between all of that, and the doctor visits, and the hospital visits, and the medications, and the treatments, it's like you just don't know what's going to happen, and you have to, where do you fit in the living part? Where do you fit in feeling good or even experiencing life? That's the hard part, without thinking about the end of life. And so that's one reason I started this channel, because I really wanted to, first, I had a lot of questions about my hair growing back, and is this symptom new? Is this side effect, I should say, not symptom, but more like side effect? If this side effect is new, who else experiences it? Is this normal? When does it go away? How long does it last? Things like that. So what was I saying? Sorry, I had to go wet my sponge and get it. I didn't have it ready. So with all the things going on during the week and during the days and all the things to work around, you have to find the time that you feel good, that you find something interesting, you're not depressed that day, you don't have a headache that day, you're not tired that day, and you have the motivation to do something. So there's a lot involved. It's almost like I really have to make an effort to live every day. I have to make an effort, I shouldn't say live every day like I want to not live, But in order to enjoy the living and get the most out of every day, it actually takes effort. Because I could just, and I have, just sit there and do nothing and stare at YouTube all day. Not read, not do anything. And part of that is depression. Part of that is not feeling well. Part of that is a lot. There's a lot going on there. It is hard. So I do my best. When I feel good, when I'm dressed and I'm clean, because even showering, I shower like twice a week and wash up. And if I haven't showered and not have clothes on, I won't go anywhere. But it's kind of like once I'm out there, I do make the effort. If I'm going out to one little store like TJ Maxx or something, then I try and go to Ulta, and I try to go to Marshall's, I try to go to Home Goods, just to look around, you know, or Nordstrom Rack, just to look around and do some of the things I used to do, like shop. And so I will do that. This whole new thing I'm doing with the journal, I'm doing this reading journal, and I've had to buy supplies for it. And part of me is like, I'm glad I've stepped away from why purchase anything, because you're not going to be around long enough to use it. But then I also think to myself, you're purchasing so much that your family's going to have to get rid of, and you won't be around a long time to use it. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of in this space. This might be a little heavy. This might be a little dark. But I'm just telling you how it is. This is what goes through someone's mind, my mind anyway. These are some of the thoughts other people might be having when they're in my position. It's not a bad thing. It's just what it is. And I just want to share that because it feels to me that so many people, loved ones who have someone who's in my position, don't know what to do, say, or know what's going on in their head. It's not an easy thing to talk about. I find myself not sharing because I don't want to worry anybody. I don't want anyone to feel bad. I'm still playing that role as friend and wife and sister and mother, where I keep a lot of it to myself. But these are the things that do go through my mind. Now, I'm sharing this with you so that if you know somebody like this or in this position, you kind of get an idea of maybe where they're coming from. I'm not a survivor. I never considered myself a survivor the first time I had cancer because it was so easy. I was done in 6 months with treatments and everything. From surgery, from diagnosis to being given the okay, I'm clear, 6 months. So I never considered I had to battle something and survive something. And I'm not saying that there are those people that nobody has to, because there are definitely people who have to battle. There are. But in this case, there's no use to battle because I'm not going to win. I'm just not. And this is going to take me at some point. Don't know when, but it is. So my whole thing, and it's always been to be in harmony with this disease and to thrive, not survive. And that's something I learned at a Michelle's Place here in Temecula that is a center for people with cancer. And I did learn that. It's a thriving. That's the perfect word. I want to be able to thrive during this time. I don't want to sit and do nothing. And I don't want to think about, don't get that because you're not going to end up using it. You're not going to be around long enough to use it. I want to thrive every day. And I have to remind myself every day to be in harmony. So some days the cancer gets to be on top, and other days I'm on top. And it just goes that way. And that's just how I approach it. Now, I don't know how other people do, and I would love to hear how other people have dealt with this and what their thought process has been. But that's been mine. So if you know somebody, just know that there's so many conflicting feelings going on with people when they're in my position. And I keep saying my position because I don't know what to call it, terminally ill, I don't know what. Another thing that might be helpful, I guess that's what this talk is going to be because I wasn't sure going into it what this was going to be kind of focused on. I'm just rambling, I guess, at this point, sharing feelings and stuff. But there is one thing that, in the beginning, when I would tell people I didn't tell people, but when they heard, I guess. Or if I saw someone and they knew, they would say, don't worry, you're going to beat this. You're going to beat this. And I'm thinking, no, I'm not. Don't tell me that because I'm not. And I did read somewhere else on a website what things not to say to cancer patients. And one is, you're going to beat this. Like, for some reason, that is not as encouraging as you would think. For me, it's because I just know it just goes against my own beliefs about accepting the end result and living for every day instead of fighting something and being in harmony. It just goes against that. So I know why I don't want to hear that particularly. And I don't know why other people wouldn't want to hear it, but it's something that you just don't say. Isn't that funny? It's the weirdest thing. You think that's so natural, right? Everybody says, well, you're going to beat this. Don't worry, you're going to beat this. I learned to say something to someone with cancer a long time ago was when I would see him is, how's your day going? Just like that. How's your day going? Not how do you feel? You know, nothing like that. Just how's your day going? And it just stepped out of that because how do you think I feel? You know, or maybe they don't want to talk about how they feel or something like that. I'll tell you something else. It can be a very lonely process. I talked about not wanting to share certain things with people. And this is just for me. So, but it can, maybe other people are feeling this way too, or have felt this way before when they've been ill or sick with something chronic or terminal or just temporary. It's lonely. It's very lonely. You don't want to share it, so you're lonely. And not everybody around you, not all your friends, not all your family are in tune to someone who is ill. Not everyone's in tune is the best word I can say. So they might treat you, because you act fine, they might treat you like you are fine, and you're not. And that might be that they expect more of you, that they maybe don't treat you as nice, or don't understand when you ask for help because you act fine. Why do you need help? They could be in denial that they don't want to know what the circumstances are, so they just go along like you're fine and you can do whatever you used to do before when you really can't. So I just want to say that it's lonely because you feel like you have no support sometimes. I'm not saying that's all the time for me. Sometimes I feel like I don't have support from certain people or things like that or situations. But it can happen. So remember, the people around you don't always handle it as well, maybe as you are. And that can affect how you feel. And again, I keep it all in. Except today. Today I'm letting loose. And everybody's going to hear it. And I'm glad because people need to hear it. Everybody needs to hear it, especially those in my position. And that's why I'm doing this video. I want people... It just seems like there's nothing out there. I have not found anything out there that can really share these deeper thoughts and these fears and these concerns. There's a lot out there about physical stuff. Your hair falling out, tearing of the eyes, weight loss, vomiting, all that. But what about the emotional part? It's intense. It can be intense. This morning, for instance, I felt like crap. And sat in my chair, watched my videos, closed my eyes, didn't want to do anything. But I needed to get this video up and this vlog up, so here I am doing it. Didn't want to. I feel better now that I'm doing it, but didn't want to. Wanted to sit on my butt all day and do nothing. So, but I have to. And sometimes I have to force myself to do things. Sorry, I'm just rambling now. So I've talked about the living every day. That means a lot to me. I would love to saying that. It made me feel like I'm not the only one that's ever felt that way before. What can you say to someone? Let me tell you the things that has made the most impact on me during this journey. One is friends. Friends who make me feel normal, like nothing's changed. Friends who call me up and say, let's go do lunch, and we do lunch. I have a friend who comes over her schedule is very busy, and I don't like to go places all the time. And it's difficult with the breathing to go to lunch or to go shopping. It's just difficult, and it's such a hit or miss kind of thing. And I need to be able to, first, people understand, and they do, that I have to cancel. And I've had to cancel before because the day just didn't go right. The other thing is I have a girlfriend that she just comes to visit like every other week. Yes, we've traveled together too, but she does come to visit, and we just chat about books, about TV, about politics, about the state of the country, about the kids, about whatever is going on in our world, about work, about whatever. And yeah, I can still share with her about what's going on with my diagnosis and what's happening with the doctors and everything. But it's not the topic. I mean, it's not the main topic, let's just say that. I just give her a brief update and then we're good. So yeah, that's the one thing, friends. The other thing is, I talked about before, be kind and be more intuitive to what the person's going through. If that's not your forte, I'm sorry. If you can't face it, too effing bad. Too effing bad. It's not the sick person's job to baby you. It's the sick person's job to get through the freaking day and take care of their body as best they can and their emotional state. It's not their job to baby your emotions because you can't handle it. So grow up and take responsibility for your part in what needs to be done. There, I said it. Oops. Ooh, I got vicious there, didn't I? It's the truth. It's the truth. You know, you're uncomfortable with it? Too bad. Too bad. Shit happens in life. Get over it. Be more intuitive. Reach out to your friend to have a normal day, whatever that means for them. If you need to go to their house and read to them, if you need to go bring them a book, magazine, if you need to help them shop online, if you need to help them just sit there with them, no matter what stage they're at, do it. It just takes a little bit. You don't have to like rearrange your world for it. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. I think a normal day, feeling normal is so important. To me it is. And then be more intuitive. Grow the French toast up and be more intuitive and more receptive and understand that this person's going through shit. And they're not going to sit there and tell you, don't say that to me, don't be nice. Could you do this because I don't feel... No. It's not their job. Or I'll do it myself. Or don't worry about it, I'll take care of it. No. Your job is, yes, whatever you need. That's your job. If you're that support system for that person, that is your job. And I'm saying it because, yeah, I do have people in my world, more than I'd like, where I don't blame them. It's a tough gig, but I'm the one living it, you know? Grow up. And you're all grown-ups. I'm not saying kids or anything. I'm saying grown-ups. The third thing for me would have been finding what gives me pleasure. And that has been difficult because it has changed a little bit from the past. Like reading. I did pick up reading again. Crocheting. I've talked about that. I'll be doing that more probably in the next couple weeks or days even. This week I'll pick up that blanket because it's cooling off a little bit. So we're like at 75 today or 80, right? Also, picking up a new hobby, something that you can do. So like reading is really hard for me, so I can't read physical books, but I read the ebooks or I listen to audio. Great. I've been able to go back to the gym again. Great. That's something I hadn't been able to do. And now I'm doing this book journal to keep track of my books. I'm doing this YouTube videos, which I never did before. So I'm finding things that I can do. I can do this sitting down. I can do reading and everything sitting down. It doesn't take a lot out of me. It takes a little mental work, which I still got my mental faculties to an extent. I lose things in my head, like words, as you can tell. I talk slower. I slur by watching these videos back again. I'm like, dang, you're just not on top of your game like you used to be, you know? And I am not going to say it's age. It's not age. It's the rest, because people my age are fine. I'm the only one. So I would say finding new ways to enjoy life that fit in with how you're feeling and on the day you're feeling it. And I have watched every single YouTube video out there. I watched movies and Guys Grocery Games and Food Channel and Beat Bobby Flay, and I've seen every episode more than once. Murdoch Mysteries. So I have watched a lot of TV on those down days. A lot. A lot. And that's all I could do that day, but it kept me going. It really kept me going. Almost done here. I'm just going to blend in this eyeshadow. I don't know what it looks like, but it's okay. It's okay, eyeshadow. I'm going to put a little powder on. And by the way, this is the ColourPop. You guys saw me put this, probably earlier I put this in my thing. It's ColourPop, Cold Stone Fox. It's really gorgeous. There we go. Okay. So, let me recap for my own good. Find friends that make you feel normal. Spend some normal time. If you want to help somebody, be that normal person for that friend. Or B, 2, B, whatever. Be more intuitive. Be more attentive to that person because you don't know what they're going through. You can ask them, maybe they don't want to talk about it, and that's okay. But you're going to learn to be emotionally intelligent. You're going to learn. If you don't know already, you better get started learning. And the third one is, for the other person, pick up a new hobby for the one that... Yeah, so I guess this is for both people. Pick up a new hobby. This is for supporters and for those who are ill. It is a challenge to live every day. It's not a fight, it's a challenge. To be creative, to think, what else can I do today to make it count? To enjoy it. One of the things I do is travel. I really plan travel a lot now. 2, things that will help you and your support system understand and function a little better. 1, if you're the support system, make it normal activities for your friend or your loved one. 2, be more intuitive. As a friend and support group, be more intuitive. And really gain some emotional intelligence. You don't know what that is, Google it. 3, for the person that is ill and going through it, find some way to find joy every day through your new hobbies. And you might have to pick new hobbies. You may not be able to do your old ones and you might be sad about that. And that's okay, but you can do it differently. You could have someone read to you, have someone help you if your body's not functioning the way you want it to and stuff. I'm starting to get shakes and stuff. I don't know how much longer. Sometimes I can't hold things. Sometimes it just depends. And that will change how I do things. And that's okay. I'll find new ways to do things. It's lonely. I'm lonely. And with these 3 things, it helps with the loneliness. And doing these videos helps with the loneliness, helps me live every day. And I appreciate you all sitting here and listening to my rants. But I really felt like it needed to be said because I can't be the only one thinking about this. And I know there's others out there who have been through cancer, know someone that's had cancer, know someone that's died from cancer, and then some. And I'd love to hear your experiences, what you got out of it, what you understood. And not just cancer. Any kind of terminal illness. Any kind of chronic illness. Okay, I'm back. I had to do some stuff. I had to put some stuff on that. Just takes me a while and I can't really talk when I'm doing it. So, anyway, thank you so much for being here and supporting me. I really appreciate it. And I promise I won't rant too often, but I feel like the content for a cancer victim that would put up to help others is very disturbing, deep, sad, emotional, and complicated. So here it is. So I needed to put that out there because it is all that. And I just felt like I need to say it and it needed to be heard. On a lighter note, again, thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing and hitting that like button. And also the bell, if you hit that, you'll be notified when I do post. And if you can't leave a comment, then if you're watching on your TV, you can't leave any comments and you can't do emojis and stuff like that. So what you need to do is go to your phone and go to YouTube on your phone, and then you can comment there. And then you can do an emoji or both or whatever. So just want to let you know, because I had to explain that to somebody else, and then they were able to comment and get their point across. So thank you again. I am going to end this vlog here. I think it's long enough. Use this vlog any way you want. You could just listen to it in the car and not look at it. You can look at it. You can clean house, cook dinner, and everything. It's all up to you. I appreciate you watching the whole way. And if you have watched the whole way and hung in there, go ahead and leave me a heart. No, we've already done a heart recently. Let's do a happy face emoji. Any kind of happy face. Okay, not a sad, not a mean, not a sad, like that. Happy, okay, with hearts and eyes, stars and eyes. You know the drill. Okay, and I thank you so much again for being here, and I will talk to you in the next one.